Well, hello, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, Cliffhanger Friday. Well, not really, but for Friday, September the 30th, 2022. Friday, September 30th, 2022. We have Diane getting ready for the vow renewal. So, hello, it was today. So, I never really heard a date, but I guess at some point somebody said tomorrow, you know. But that was probably when they were talking to Harrison and they were letting him know they had a big job for him to do. So, okay. I just didn't know that, goodness, it was settled that fast and it was going to be the next. I mean, goodness, now I see why they had the big um bride and groom party a few days ago. Okay. So she's getting ready, and Tucker shows up at her door, and she's like, now's not a good time. It's a big family day. I have to get ready. Finish getting dressed. Tucker, you need to go. And he goes, I'm not going anywhere. You better let me in, Diane. Keep your voice down. You know, I I don't want people to, associate us. I love that. I do. I remember Trevor St. John. So he leans out into the hallway yelling, Diane, Diane and I are going to be together. Diane in 460. And she's like, get in here. Because he's just like, 467, room 470. That was funny to me. So he comes in and grabs himself a little club soda and talking. And she's like, look, I I need some time to get things set for the plan. And he goes, no, you're stalling. Because he's thinking you've had months to enact the plan, months. Okay. Whatever plan it was, Diane Jenkins had months to get it in order. But see, she decided to do her own little inroad in lane and decided she wanted Jack Abbott, really. So he's like, no, I'm going to make my presence known today. And she's like, no, not today. He goes, yep, today's the perfect day. And I thought, wow, okay, is he going to crash what's the deal? And so he's like, don't worry. I won't even let on that we know each other, but my presence is going to be known today. Hmm. So then we have Nick over at the ranch talking to Victoria. And he's, pretty much letting them know the things that could go wrong. And he doesn't feel comfortable with this because, like, Victoria says, though, this is Nate's plan. He's going to then show his family that under his leadership. And Nick is like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me after he betrays them, he is now going to be able to show them how they can work together harmoniously? He goes, that would never work. No, it would never work. And so he goes, and by the way, reason why they formed that company is so that they could have a family company. If we do what this plan, they won't have a say in the company. Really, we have majority say. And so Victor goes, that's their problem. They should have thought about that before they took the company public. They should have thought about all the ramifications of what could happen. See, here we go. And Nate says, I mean, Nick says, okay, but not to mention the problems with the federal government with this. Okay, not to mention that is serious, serious ramifications. And Victoria says, yeah, but you know what? That's a risk we're willing to take. And so Nick throws up his hands and he says, you know what? It's obvious you both have made up your mind. This is your decision. I got to get to Summer's wedding. I'm out. You guys, he's pretty much like, you do you. Okay. Because that is not right. But whatever. Right. So he leaves. And now we have scenes of Nate at Crimson with Audrey, runs into her there, and wait, was it Crimson or was it actually Society? I think this time they were at Society. Nate was coming to get breakfast and she was there. And Devon happens to walk in and he's like, goodness, you know, is it? No. Devon sees Elena first. Devon is at the coffee house and he sees Elena, gets a cup of coffee, and he notices something is up with her. Just the look on her face. She's just not looking happy. She's not, and he goes, what's going on? And so she does, she tells him, she says, you know what? Nate and I are having difficulties. You know, I was really happy when he ventured initially into the corporate world, but just seeing the changes that are happening, she says that she barely recognizes Nate anymore. That's what she tells him. I barely recognize him. And we needed some time apart. So well, she didn't say we needed some time apart. She's just so you know what I don't know. So she's reaching in her purse, I guess, to look for her phone. But it's so funny. She didn't do that right because as she reached for her phone, she has the key card to the hotel. You clearly see her drop it on the floor. And I thought, okay, did they want us to see that she intentionally dropped it on the floor, or was that a little accident acting? Was it supposed to accidentally drop on the floor, right? So Devon picks it up. He goes, what are you doing with this hotel key card? And she just looks at him, and that's when she says, well, you know what? We need some time apart. Nate and I need some time apart. And he's like it's gotten that bad. I mean, like, why? Goodness, my camera's out of there. We go. Why? And so she says, you know what? You have always been forgiving. You've always been fair. I hope that continues. And when she says, I have to go. When she did that, I said, okay, now, Elena, I'm mad at you. Because you're right. Devon has always been forgiven, and you were the biggest person he had to forgive for cheating on him with Nate. So why would you not tell him the true reason? You have to have some time. If you cared about Devon at all, you would tell him. Now, okay, I may not have told him standing right there in the coffee house, but I would say, Devon, you know what? It's very important. Can we meet later today? Can we meet privately? I really, really need to talk to you. Seriously. I mean, but for her to just, I'm stepping back and just letting this whole thing play out, no. Especially when Nate is so cocky and confident to Victoria. Elena would never, you don't have to worry about her. She'd never say anything. Elena needs to say, and I really believe that's what's really going to happen. I think Elena truly is going to tell. Okay. I hope so, because if she doesn't, that says a whole lot for her. So then Devon leaves there and he now goes to Society, probably going to pick up some breakfast to go along with that coffee. And who does he see there but Audrey and Nate? And he's like, did I miss another meeting memo? You know, you guys seem to be getting a lot accomplished. And Audrey point blank, oh, no. I'm trying to pick Nate's brain on the nightlife in Genoa City. And she actually, before Devon got there, she said, what's happening at night? And he says, well, you know, I really don't know. I'm not on the post that way. But there is a club that just opened up. And she goes, we should go. And he goes, no, that wouldn't look professional. She goes, doesn't have to look professional. It's after work hours. We can go as colleagues. And she goes, what if I was saying, is there a golf course? Would you like to go to golf? That'd be okay, right? And he's like, well, yeah. And she goes, well, what's the difference? He goes, because the nightclub is a different environment. I'm surprised Nate had a little, oh, Nate, you mean there are boundaries with you? Really, Nate? So she's still like, oh, you need to loosen up. And I'm thinking, whoa, girl, you are a professional coming into a major company doing a huge job. This guy is one of the management, upper management. You should keep it strictly professional. What, I don't know what she was doing, because she was clearly flirting with Nate, right? And flirting with Nate in front of Devon. And Devon, and Nate kind of smiled, the same kind of smile he would do when Amani would flirt at him, say some, you too cute, Nate. Yes, I am. What did he say? Say it again. Yeah. And Devon looked at her when she said it, and then Devon looked at Nate, and Devon was like, huh, what's going on here? Devon is getting a bunch of what is going on around here moments, right? First Elena, now he witnesses this. So Devon goes to the office and he goes, Lily, I need to talk to you. And he tells Lily, what he saw, how he's run into Nate and he's run into Audrey, and he ran into Elena, and Elena says she's separated from Nate and all of this. And Lily says, well, you know what, Devon, that's really none of our business. And he goes, no, really, I think it is. Because truly the one person that would semi keep Nate grounded was Elena. And now she's not there. Nate could kind of just, and Lily had the nerve to say, I wish you'd have more faith in our cousin. Nate will be fine. And I thought, see, Lily, oh my goodness, Devon, keep your eyes open. Okay. So Devon is still in the office, and then we see Nate and Audrey coming into the office laughing and kind of joking about something. And they walk in, and Devon is like, well, I guess this is my day to run into both of you, multiple times. And he's, yeah, Audrey says, I thought Billy and Lily would be here. He goes, Billy's at a family event. Lily's up in legal. And so Audrey goes, oh, is there anything I should know about? And she goes, and so Nate says, is it about the IPO? And Devon said, she really didn't say. And then Nate says, is it about the IPO? Devon says, she really didn't say. Then Audrey says, is it anything I should know about? And he goes, you know what? I think she will inform you when she gets back, So Nate, in my brilliant ideas, because I've got brilliant ideas. I'm going to be the one running this company. I feel we should lower the price of the stock a bit. Devon looks at him and he goes, really? I think it's priced fine. Why would you think that? Well, because if we lower the price, it would create a frenzy when it opens. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is close to not a Fortune 500, but a very well-established company going public. Do you want it to be a frenzy, right? And so Audrey says, well, I agree with Devon. The price is at a sweet spot. It's at the right spot. She goes, we don't want to give the impression this is some kind of bargain basement sale going on here. And Nate just kind of like, Oh, because see, his brilliant idea didn't fly, right? He's thinking lower the prices so Newman can scoop up more for less. Anyway, I'm so happy that Audrey definitely agreed with Devon, because that was a stupid idea, right? So Audrey says, you know what? I'm going to go up and I'm going to just go to legal to make sure everything's okay. So Devon's talking to Nate, and he just says, so man, how you been? What's going on? How you been doing? And Nate's kind of like, well, I'm fine. How are things with you and Elena? Well, Elena's I'm surprised that Nate told the truth. Elena's having a little hard time with just adjusting to things. She's taking a little time to herself, but everything will be okay. The boss just looking at him like, okay, at least you told me that, right? So now we deal with, this is vow renewal day. Vow renewal day. So we have Phyllis walking around in this. And I looked at that and I thought, what is she wearing? Because trust me, as she walked, both legs up to the thigh are out. It looks like she's wearing a bikini under there as she's walking, and the centerpiece goes between both of her legs, and the dress swoops all the way down, the top down to her waistline. I was like, you're wearing that to a wedding? And Nick is like, woo, wow, look at you. And I'm thinking, yeah, look at you, stripper. What? What are you wearing? And Phyllis is just, yeah, right. This is me. I got it. Wow, everybody. And I'm thinking, Phyllis, you should have dressed like mother of the bride. Oh my goodness. Okay, Phyllis has worn way more classier dresses. We're talking, it's a wedding. It's a wedding. I don't know what she was dressed for. I don't know what event that would be proper to wear to. I mean, goodness gracious, but okay, Phyllis. So Diane, she comes, bringing gifts, and she takes the opportunity looking, eyeing Jack, and Jack goes outside to check out the setup on the backyard area. And she follows, and Phyllis is watching. And of course she has to go out, and she has, Jack, I just want to apologize again. It's no apology necessary. No, Jack, I clearly overstepped, Jack. And I got caught up, and I just really wanted to apologize because she makes this statement. And he goes, no, you just misread the situation, Diane. And Diane had the nerve to say, no, there is a connection going on between us. She's pretty much telling him, no, we've got a connection. And Jack is like, no, you're misreading that. So he pretty much kind of shuts the conversation down because he's not going down that road with her. And the conversation was pretty much over, and he turns and he sees Phyllis. And Phyllis is standing there. And actually, when Jack got a glimpse of Phyllis, like Nick got a glimpse of Phyllis in that dress, he kind of looked like, girl, was I supposed to have met you up in the bedroom? But he caught himself because he's supposed to be, I'm not susceptible to Phyllis anymore, right? That was Jack. So he turns and she tells him that I think Tracy needed him or someone needed him. So then she steps to Diane and she says, look, we're going to make sure that this day goes without incident for the sake of our children. And Diane goes, well, of course, Phyllis, of course. And Phyllis was just kind of like, I'm just making sure you understand that, right? So summer comes, summer comes in, the wedding starts. Now that dress did look good right there. It actually looked cute. It looked better than it did in the Forrester office. But still, I just don't say that screams Summer's wedding dress. I just don't see it, but okay, I guess it worked, right? And then little Harrison walked her down the aisle. That was cute because I was wondering why were they saying, how did Nick feel about not walking her down the aisle? Summer asked him, and Phyllis too. But when Harrison walked her down the aisle, that was cute because their little family has blended. Okay. Now it's time for Tara Locke to come back. Yeah, time for Tara Locke to come back because what really happens, my gut instinct is Ashlyn falsified that information and framed Tara because of of Harrison's paternity coming out to be Kyle's. And that just hasn't come out yet. And I was hoping with Ashland's death that somehow his attorneys would release, you know how a lot of criminals or wealthy folks that, want something to be found out after they're dead. Don't find out before, but if I die, I was hoping that it would come out that she was truly innocent, because she's like, I didn't do this. Huh? What? She had no clue what they were saying was happening while she was being arrested, talking about Tara. So anyway, that would really put a monkey wrench in Kyle and Summer's relationship. We know how soap operas are. So we have the wedding happen. Noah, Mariah, and Tessa, they all took turns. They all officiated. And after, Kyle and Summer kissed, we hear this helicopter, and the wind is being blowing everything all over the place, people's hair, the table stuff. Tucker is making an entrance, okay, some kind of entrance on a helicopter, landing, coming to crashing a wedding. That can never go well. I don't understand what he's doing, right? And so then we have scenes, quick scenes for, they said, next week on The Young and the Restless. Of course, Audrey knows Noah. And Noah Newman, and Noah's face is like, oh. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. If you're going to make this the girl that Noah was so in love with, it doesn't fit. This girl was supposed to be an artist. They both had the artist thing going on, but Noah's photography career took off, and she got jealous. Well, Audrey does seem like the time that would get jealous, but no, from this background she allegedly has, it doesn't match with what Noah said his girlfriend's background was. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know where they're going with Audrey. Maybe she just met him somewhere. We shall see with that situation. But we already know, if you're looking at Audrey, because she's clearly older than Allie, she's clearly very manipulative. I don't see how she's a professional and good at her job. I wouldn't trust my company with her, but she's clearly gonna cause some trouble for Noah and Allie. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. Dito says Connor is living at the ranch being raised by the cook, because clearly Nikki's not raising Connor or Victor. I have yet to even see Adam come over to say, hey, I just came over to pick up Connor. I've yet to see him say, I'm dropping Connor off from school. So Connor's living at the ranch, but where is she living? Is he living with Sharon? I don't know. And then Anthony says, I'm sick of her crying and complaining all the time, talking about Chelsea. Yep. And then Nakisha says, I can't remember verbatim, but during a conversation with Chelsea, she accused Adam of leaving Connor at the ranch with Victor and Nikki. Yeah, I missed that. I don't know how I missed it. He says, I guess the staff is raising Connor. That's exactly what's happening. And then she says, Sally had she's talking about, I said, well, wait a minute, I don't remember Liam. And you're right, I remember now. Sally had a crush, or was developing a crush on Liam before he was with Wyatt. This is when Sally had her fashion house in this building that Bill Spencer blew it up. He did not know that Liam and Sally were in the building because Bill owned it and he was going to demolish it. And Liam had gotten close to Sally because at one point the Forresters owned Sally's fashion line. And I mean, it was just a big hot mess. And Steffi was really treating Sally horribly. Steffi Forrester treats every other woman horribly. There's not a woman on The Bold and the Beautiful that she treats right, except for her mama, who's her best friend. So yeah, and Liam kind of befriended Sally for a moment there. And Robin says, not at first. She didn't like Summer's wedding dress at first either, but Summer did look good in it. Tucker made a big interest. Connor really let Chelsea have it about Johnny being her child. Okay, that must be a future episode. You guys peek ahead, because I didn't see Chelsea telling Connor at all. And then Dito says, you know what's ironic about Connor's reaction? You all watched ahead. He was right, out of the mouths of babes. This whole thing wasn't about Johnny, it was about Chelsea. Connor is a lot smarter than she gave him credit for. And then Libby says, just dropping in to say hello, daily recap. Oh, Libby, I am so happy you dropped in to say hello. You are right, girl. We are family. Daily recap, Lady Ditos, Lashunta, Robin, Monique, Medora, and all the Sister Soap ladies. To report back from the hurricane land, Tampa Bay area of Florida, dodged a bullet. I'm very grateful. The internet just came back on, so I won't listen to your recaps until I catch up on the show's episodes. Okay, that's what, see, my recaps are not to take the place of the episodes, just to enhance them. I love the way you're doing that, just so we can laugh and kind of talk about them. Paramount is still doing their whole thing, trying to negotiate The Young and the Restless. And they said, okay, now it's going off October 12th. Look, they're just making you guys want to write Paramount to say, give The Young and the Restless more money, or give CBS, because I think it's the deal between Paramount and CBS, whatever that deal is. And then Robin says, hello, Libby, glad the storm is past. Hope Paramount decides to make that deal, but it's true. Paramount will. I mean, they always go through this, cable companies. And then she says, I love kids when they do a good acting job. Connor played it great. Where have you all saw that at? My goodness. Tucker made a big wedding crash day. He doesn't know, but Nikki information, info, he has blown Diane's spot up. Really? Okay, I can't wait to see that. Have a good weekend. So where'd you see that? Did I? No, I didn't miss it. I saw Friday's episode. I don't know what episode you guys are seeing. And then Dito says, there's my favorite sister friend. That's right, there's my favorite sister friend. Glad you're safe. Yes, catch up. Because you missed some interesting things. I'm still trying to figure out where those thousands of women in Genoa City that Nick could pick from. I know, because Nick can only pick from his brother's pool, right? LOL. So those are all the comments. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're safe, Libby, and everyone affected by the hurricane. I will be back on Monday with more Young and the Restless daily recaps. And I might try to take a peek at that future episode you all are talking about, because obviously it's on the internet, YouTube. So anyway, I will see everyone on Monday.